Okay, guys, so for our diamond challenge problems, you are doing the even, so we're going to go over some of the odd. The top cell contains the product, which is multiplication, which you can see I wrote in pink here. So we're going to multiply the left and right cells together. And then the bottom contains the sum. So we're going to add them together to get the bottom. So 8 times a negative 30 times a negative 4 is a negative 32 when we multiply, because remember, this is multiplication up here. And then the bottom, 8 plus a negative 4 is going to give me a positive 4, because remember, again, that was the sum of the two left and right terms. The one below it, so again, you're going to multiply the negative 8 and the negative 3. Negative times a negative gives us a positive, and 8 times 3 is 24. So that's the multiplication. Bottom is add them together. So negative 8 plus a negative 3 is going to be a negative 11. Keep on boogieing. Number 11, I have 1 times 6, because the top we're multiplying. The bottom we're adding, so 6 plus 1 is 7. Now it gets a little fuzzier. So this I know is multiple, so I multiplied to get to 14. So what did I multiply 2 by to get to 14? So you can think about 14 divided by 2, or again, what did I multiply 2 by to get 14? 14 divided by 2 is going to be 7. And then we're going to still add the 7 and 2 to get 9. All right, number 19 looks very similar, just opposite. But again, what did I multiply negative 9 by to get 90? Or 90 divided by negative 9 is going to be a negative 10, because negative 9 times negative 10 is a positive 90. Then add them together to find their sum is going to be a negative 19. Now this is completely different. We have a multiple, so we multiply two things together to get a negative 100, and then when they add those two numbers together, we get a 0. So if you think about what did you multiply to get 100, so you could have 1 and 100, 2 and 50, 4 and 25, 5 and 20, and then 10 and 10 would give you 100. But there's no way that 1 and 100 would add up to be 0. 50 and 2 couldn't add to be 0, even if one of them was negative. 4 and 25 will not add together to give me a 0, no matter which one's negative. 5 and 20, the same thing. It would either be 25, or if one of them was negative, it would be 15 or negative 15. But 10 and 10 would cancel each other out. If one's negative and one's positive, if I had 10 and then add it to a negative 10, I get 0. And then 10 times a negative 10 gives me that negative 100. So do the same thing for the next one. Again, what did I multiply together to get a negative 80? That will add or subtract to give me 2. So I have 1 times 80 will give me 80. 2 times 40. 4 times 20. 5 times 16. 6, I don't think 80 is not divisible by 6. 7, 8, and 10. Then 9, and then 10 again repeats, so it'll be our 8 and 10 again. So 1 and 80 would give me 81 or 79. 2 and 40 would give me 42 or 38, depending if one was negative. 4 and 20 would give me 24 or 16, depending on which way we went with it. 5 and 16 will give me 11 or 21. 8 and 10 will give me either 18 or 2. So that's perfect. So we know it's going to be 8 and 10. We need a negative 80 when we multiply it and a positive 2 when we add them together. So our larger number will always be the positive one if the number in the bottom is positive, because that means our leftovers are in the plus. Our leftovers are not us adding more. All right, guys, so that's one row of them. Knock out those evens. So you don't have to do the first row. You're going to do the second row and the fourth row to turn in for a grade, guys.